It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
And welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. I'm Tom Crawford, in for the vacationing Jack Ebling. Jack is in Las Vegas with his family having a Thanksgiving vacation. Also going to take in the Michigan State Spartans on Thursday and Friday, the Las Vegas Invitational. They open with UCLA, so we are there, Sports Talk Radio. So we're going to do the best we can without Jack, and I have an illustrious panel to make that happen. Starting to my right, Darian Harris, 5-year linebacker, Michigan State University, captain of the 2015 Big Ten Championship team. Also on Big Ten Live every Friday, BTN Live, and also one of the better dressed panelists on Press Pass each week. Darian, what are you going to do for that offense for Michigan State? You got to
man, I know. There's a lot of things going on there, but you know, we'll get into it a little bit. I did like the players kind of holding themselves accountable, though. You know, okay. Joe Bocci came out after the game. He said, "You don't drop the ball. Maybe make a better read on defense. You win that game." So I like the players taking it upon themselves to make the corrections to try to win games.
Nice.
It's important.
All right, and to my left in his debut, Lindsey Huddleston, Sports Psychology Solutions. Lindsey, you've been a regular on the Brain Game on the Drive with Jack and Tom. We appreciate that, and welcome to the panel. And psychology is probably important for a lot of sports athletes when they lose championship games, right?
It sure is. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Jack, for making a way for me to be here. But it's definitely the time when we got to keep our mind in the right place, and hopefully we can help some of these athletes going forward. Right.
Now, my far left, Doug Warren, producer of Spotlight Productions, and also the Lions show that he has from 2 to 3. And also a diehard deer hunter, and he only it took you 2 hours to bag your 4-point buck?
Roughly 2 hours, A-15 opening day.
Wow, opening day, and then what do you do then, Doug?
Well, you try to hunt for more. You know?
Isn't there things that are called a limit or not?
Well, there's a limit on bucks. I got a 4-point, but I had a doe permit, so I tried to get a doe. That didn't happen. So
getting some more stuff, I'll tell you. Yeah. Well, deer hunting's obviously going on in the state of Michigan, but also football. It's the big game this week. Michigan, Ohio State, from my perspective, I enjoy that. But Michigan State, important game too. They got to send those seniors out on a good note, right?
They do. Senior day is important. Rutgers has shown some promise. They don't give up a lot of sacks. I think that's key for Rutgers. They gave up none to Michigan.
Yeah, they didn't get one sack. I can believe that.
Exactly. But that's their offensive line play. So it's good for the conference. You want to see Rutgers do well. Hopefully that's something they could build on. But absolutely, Michigan State, you got to send your seniors out.
Win your last game and then win your bowl game. Psychologically, Lindsey, I always want to end on a good note, right?
Sure. You want to be able to carry that momentum into your next opportunity. For some, unfortunately, it's the conclusion of their season, but you want to be able to set a good standard for going forward for the future seasons.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about Michigan State in the Going Green segment. We're going to talk about that 9-6 victory for the Nebraska Huskers. Stay with us. Press Pass on Fox 47.
Lakeside Fire and Grill can totally transform that dark and drafty wood fireplace into a warm and efficient focal point with a cozy heat gas fireplace insert.
Honest, polite, and never pushy. Come see us at Superior Saw and Lakeside Fire and Grill between Holt and Mason on Cedar Street.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither.
But the Husqvarna Automower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we are your one-stop shop for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
You Pull and Save wants your vehicle. Any model, any year, any condition. To get a quote, call 855-785-7278. We pay top dollar and have towing and pickup available. Or submit a quote online and schedule a pickup. Bring your title and license to one of our locations and put some cash in your pocket.
Hi, I'm Dave. This is Glenda. We own Craig's Auto Body in Holt.
Deer are moving. It's crazy out there, so be careful. Come and see us if you need us. We operate our business the way we live our life, with honesty, integrity, and trust.
Ride with Chicago PD, weekdays at noon on My 47.4.
Team spirit. Face paint. more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Time now for Going Green, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They will take great care of you, as they have on all of Jack's 6 leases and purchases. Go Green, go Graff.
You know, we're here for a reason, all of us players, and it's because we can make those plays. And you look at the game, you can point fingers at anyone, but, you know, don't just point the thumb at, yourself for not making the play. You know, maybe a defense, you bust a coverage, that's not on the coaches. And offensively, you drop a ball, that's not on the coaches. You make those plays that, we've all done before, we've all made them before. So there's no pointing fingers here, and, just own up to it, and we had to live with that.
So no pointing fingers in the Michigan State football program, and that's a great way to approach it. I think that's the way you disintegrate your locker room, pointing fingers. And Darian Harris, we're going to start with you as a former player, former captain. I mean, Mark D'Antonio said it wasn't scheme; it was just lack of execution, and we pretty much saw that. Some drop touchdown passes, but it's not just that either. What are all the elements, do you think, as a recent former captain, that you're seeing on the Michigan State team that is not working, particularly trying to get in the end zone?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing you have to point at is injuries. I think we're at that point. And I hate doing that. I really do. But it's reality. But it's reality. Yeah. You lose your quarterback. Michigan State down to their 5th punter. You got you got 3 starting offensive linemen out. You got your starting running back who's not going to play the rest of the season, so he can redshirt, which is fantastic for him. You got your best wide receiver. He's out. Your second best wide receiver's been out. Your third best receiver's been out. Your 4th best receiver is out. At some point, that's got to come into play. You got that list memorized. Yeah, because it's just, I've never seen anything like it. Right. But at the end of the day, as Coach D said and as Joe said, you got to go out there and you got to make plays and you got to execute the plan. And if you don't drop a couple passes here, you make a couple tackles here, that game's a little bit different. So I do appreciate the players taking it upon themselves to understand that it is going to be on them at the end of the day. And Coach D, he's not going to make a coaching change during the season. That's just not what he's going to do. So at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. Right. Well, Doug, I was trying to get your pulse on maybe the fan base and, Spartan Nation. They're all talking about, Dave Warner, they need a new OC, or Mark D'Antonio's too nice, he's loyal to a fault. Do you think there needs to be some tweaks on that staff in the offseason or not?
Well, I don't necessarily think there needs to be tweaks on the staff, but I'd like to see the offense evolve a little bit. My issue is that they don't have Jack Allen anymore. They don't have Jack Conklin. They don't have a Donovan Clark. They don't have NFL caliber offensive linemen on this team and haven't since those guys departed. And when you do that, when you don't have that, it makes it more difficult to run the pro-style offense. I'd like to see him run a little bit more spread. But again, the injuries this year have thrown everything out of whack. Yeah. D'Antonio's not going to make changes. The only changes that really could be made philosophically is if he changes his philosophy, but it'll be a cold day in hell before that happens.
So, Lindsay, you got the Rutgers game coming up. Okay, it's Thanksgiving weekend. The student body's not there. But it's an important game, as I was talking to Darian last segment. So, psychologically speaking, how do you get that locker room galvanized and pumped up when they come out of that tunnel for the last time, even though expectations are falling short so much from where they were at the start of the season?
Sure, you're right. When you start off the season, you have expectations to play into the new year, but unfortunately those things aren't happening right now. But I think what Coach D'Antonio can do and continues to do is to focus on what's happening right now. Let's stay present in the moment. Let's try to block out all the white noise of not meeting expectations that everyone had for us and just focus on executing as we go. And as Darian said, executing along the way. way. And I think if he does that, when you have a player that may be a redshirt freshman that may be returning, they would have gotten something great from this season that can help them going forward, that can help the Michigan State program.
So, Darian, when you're in that locker room and things are not going good, it's everybody says, oh, yeah, we don't hear any of that stuff, but there's so much social media access, probably more even than just the last few years that you were exposed to. It's just enhanced every year. How do you block that out? And as a captain, how do you make sure your teammates do that?
Well, it just goes back to making sure everybody's accountable for what they're doing out there on the field, make sure everybody's doing their job. You know, we all know the game of football, that's the most important thing. It's 11 on 11, you got to win your individual battle. And I agree. I mean, even since I got done in 2015, the social media spike has been it's astronomical. And I mean, people are asking me on social media, well, if you were on this defense, wouldn't you want to? I mean, somebody asked me, wouldn't I want to go fight the offense? No, you want. I mean, no. If they don't score, they don't win. That's the bottom line. That's the mentality as a defensive player you have to take. And as an offensive player, you have to take the mentality, if we do score, we do win. And if everybody takes care of their individual job, that's how good things happen on the field.
Yeah, well, Doug, you know, the weather was pretty bad there. I mean, does both teams get a mulligan for not getting in the end zone based on weather? Or?
That was part of it, but again, at the end of the game, they had a chance, and a couple of them, and the guys didn't hold on to the football. It was the same for Nebraska. The weather affects both teams. You know, I guess the biggest question I have with Michigan State the last few years is the level of recruiting, especially along that offensive line. I don't think they're recruiting like they used to, and I don't think they're developing the offensive linemen that they need to do to the level that they need to run that offense. Because it's a tremendous offense, a pro-style attack. They put all those guys in the NFL at quarterback for a reason, because they run that offense. But they have to get better up front to make that effective.
Right. Well, I'm sure Michigan State will be, Mark D'Antonio will have them ready for Rutgers and end on a good note. Okay, we're going to talk about the Michigan Wolverines out of the blue segment. Coming up next on Press Pass on Fox 47.
It's that time of year where we give thanks for all that we have. It's also the annual Thanksgiving sale at a Graf dealership near you. And here's what Hank's giving you right now.
Hank's giving me double the value of my trade-in, up to $5,000.
That's right, Hank's giving everyone double the value of their trade-in, up to $5,000, and choose from these 5 vehicles that are $110 a month or less.
Hurry into the Thanksgiving sale at a Graf dealership near you. Hey, nice outfit. This whole thing?
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Last Man Standing is back and bigger than ever. All new Fridays on Fox.
PFCU is more than a financial institution. We are a proud community partner. Our support includes awarding scholarships, providing education on financial literacy, and sponsoring local events in the communities we serve.
Hi, I'm Chaz Carrillo with the Holt and Diamonddale Insurance Agency, your local commercial insurance agent protecting your business from the risks of day-to-day operations. Call me for a free insurance review and protect your growing business.
When you're looking for the perfect gift for your favorite golfers, visit Leading Edge Golf. We have an amazing selection of clubs, shoes, apparel, everything the golfer on your list would love. Or grab a gift card so while the snow is flying, your golfer can enjoy indoor golf on TrackMan technology and practice on the indoor putting green. Leading Edge Golf has everything for the golfers on your list. Located across from the Okemos High School on Jolly Road, or visit legolfshop.com.
It was an incredible experience. The guys out there made it really easy for me. The snaps and the holds by Cameron Cheeseman and Will Hart, they made it really easy for me to just go out there and do my job.
we needed it, you know, just to close out the game, and, you know, having my brother's energy, you know, telling me, come on, let's get it. You know, that made me feel, you know, good, and, you know, what happened, man. Thank the man upstairs, you know, everything happens for a reason.
That's kicker Josh Moody and Rashawn Gary. Josh looks like he's like 12 years old, freshman kicker there. Kicked 6 field goals. The good news is he kicked 6 field goals, but that's 6 times they didn't score touchdowns. Michigan only had scored 2 touchdowns in this game. Lindsey Huddleston, I told Abilene all week, I said, this is going to be a trap game. Oh, no, they're going to blow them out, But Indiana has played overtime to Michigan the last two of the last 4 years, and then the other games have been 10, 11 points. And yet they haven't beaten Michigan since 1987. How come some teams can match up with other teams, and other teams they just get blown up? What does Indiana have with Michigan? How come they can hang around?
You know, I think they hang around because of where they are on the schedule. I mean, I think this was a true definition of a trap game.
Okay.
A team you can overlook.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. And I know Jack is way in Vegas having a good time talking about that. But, you know, the reality is that there's a huge game with huge implications next week.
Right.
And you can tell your team to get ready for the game today and focus on what's taking place, but the reality is that you don't overlook it. Would you want a blowout? Absolutely, but we'd rather talk about an 11-point win than a loss.
That's
I think
true.
that's the most important thing. You have the good, the bad, the ugly. You take what you can get, you move on, but more importantly, you're setting yourself up for a huge game next week, which can have national championship implications.
Right. So, Doug, after this less than spectacular performance, I know you've been really bullish on Michigan, their defense and everything. Do you think anything different about them now than you did a week ago after their performance?
Not really. Like you said, I mean, the history of Indiana with Tom Allen and before that Kevin Wilson, they were a team that just created havoc with Michigan. It was a matchup problem, and then they have a way to attack with that offense. And you know, I think Indiana gets up for that game too. And again, like you say, in this particular season, Michigan guys are probably looking ahead. They always have Ohio State in the back of their mind. So it almost caught them, but again, they won and they move on. They get 6 field goals. That's better than missing.
Yeah.
6
well,
field goals.
They only missed 1 time of scoring in the red zone. It's just they're kicking them instead of scoring touchdowns. Okay, Darian, you've been also very, very high on Michigan's defense. Now Dwayne Haskins threw for 400. He ran for 60. You know, and you kind of inclined earlier in the year that you thought Ohio State would beat Michigan. How are you looking at this game now?
Well, I'm looking at it as this is the year for Michigan to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be any year, it's got to be this one.
Is that what you're saying?
People are saying Ohio State's the worst one-loss team in the country. That might motivate them going into this game. But you see it on paper. I mean, Michigan State had Ohio State beat. You just got to execute down the stretch. You know, they lose the game to Purdue. They could have lost some other games. Maryland should have beat them. I mean,
how did Maryland get those big chunk plays? I mean, not chunk plays and big touchdown plays.
Well, you know, I was talking to Coach Tressel before they played Ohio State, and he was just saying, you see the 5-star talent on Ohio State. You know why they're going to be draft picks. But they're just not playing collectively as a team together. They're not executing the scheme. So that's why Anthony McFarland can go for 300 yards on the ground. And as I said, you hit the 2-point conversion at the end, which is open, you win the game. So as far as next week, Ohio State's offense is going to be prolific. You know, Michigan might have to match them a little bit in scoring, but they have the #1 defense in the country for a reason. And Ohio State has struggled this year running the ball.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins, he did have throw a little threat about running the football, and that's what could hurt Michigan, especially when they're man coverage. See, Indiana has an elusive quarterback, and so when you're playing press coverage man-to-man, there's nobody for the quarterback. I mean, that's what, if Haskins could manage that, that could pose a threat.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe we see some Tate Martell. You know, I don't know. I mean,
I think that's the thing. They got a more elusive quarterback in Tate Martell. They do that combination. The animosity in Ohio, the crowd, do you think Michigan's going to be bothered by that, Lindsey, or not, or you just block it out?
You know, they should block it out, but let's not forget it's something that is taking place and it's huge and has huge implications. The hope is that Coach Harbaugh has prepared his team for this moment, and they're not owed that win. They have to work for it and get it, and I think they can do it.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. It's coming quick. It's November 24th. Part of the revenge aspect of Michigan football. They got one more to go, one more rung on the ladder. Back after this, Press Pass on Fox 47. More segments to go.
When it's too cold for camping, we go camping. When it's too hot to work, we work. Too wet to keep going? Nah. This is the Gator XUV 835 with game-changing heat and air and 3 wide seating. It's never too anything for anything. nothing runs like a deer.
See the new 835R and complete Gator lineup now at D&G Equipment in Mason, Williamston, Corunna, Howell, Highland, Charlotte, and Rives Junction.
Head over to Hibachi Grill and Sushi Buffet for all your lunch and dinner cravings. With over 250 items, you're sure to find something you love. Our hibachi-style grill allows you to select your own meats and vegetables and have them cooked by a professional hibachi chef while you watch. We provide a healthy alternative to other restaurants with fresh ingredients and delicious sauces. For a tasty meal with wonderful service, visit Hibachi Grill and Sushi Buffet in Lansing and Jackson.
Big Bang Charger prototype.
Weeknights at 6 and 7 on Fox 47.
Find your DNR drop box at Specialized Deer Processing. The DNR drop box is available 24 hours a day for the entire hunting season. But remember, deer processing is not child's play. For a superior venison product, go to Specialized Deer Processing. Every deer is done individually, and typical turnaround for a basic cut is 48 hours. Specialized Deer Processing makes tasty sausage from the finest of ingredients. From field plate to wall, Specialized Deer Processing can help with it all. On Price Road in St. John's.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda. New 2018 Honda Accord LX, just $249 a month. Or new 2018 Honda Civic LX, only $169 a month. Just like your favorite team does it, we're going all out because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Time now for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and Jack Ebling were in August for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Haskins keeps it, dives in, touchdown Buckeyes! First and goal on the one. Fleet Davis is in, touchdown Maryland. Going for two in the win. Pigram rolling out, looking, throws, no, incomplete! Ohio State survives!
Oh my God, Darian Harris, he was wide open. He didn't sit, he kind of kept floating. Missed opportunity for the Terps.
Yeah, it would have been a big one. Maryland's a team that since the beginning of the season, they, issues aside, big issues obviously with that team in terms of the psychological aspect of having to deal with a teammate passing away. They don't know who they are, because we don't know who they are.
They don't know who their coach is going to be.
They don't know who their coach is going to be.
Have you ever figured out how to decide a team that is so in disarray as Maryland?
Every single week it's a different Maryland team out there.
But what I saw in that Maryland, including the pick six, I saw athletes on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
So I didn't realize were there, because I watched the entire game in the Michigan press box pretty much.
Absolutely, and I think that's why there was a moment of hesitation with what they were going to do with DJ Durkin, because he's a heck of a recruiter. Yeah. And it's showing up this season with the athletes that they're putting out there. And for a second, they were going to let football outweigh morality. And I'm glad that they made the correct decision.
And within 3 hours of College Park, Maryland, there's a lot of good football players.
A lot of good ball players.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
Yep.
Okay, Lindsay, let's do some role play here. Okay. You're a member of the College Football Committee. Oh, okay. And so a week from Saturday, or actually a week from next Sunday, you got to come up with 4 teams. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, what would be your criteria if you were part of that committee of picking the right 4 teams? Strength of schedule, if they're hot late, Head-to-head, what would be your own personal?
Sure. I think the first thing I would do if I was able to be a part of that illustrious committee is thank Ronnie Lott for being so good at Tecmo Bowl as a kid playing. He was like the best player out there. But you know, there are like 5 key criteria, and I would always go back to creative matchups. You know, are we making sure we're having some creative matchups? And as I think about this, one game that will be looming for me is that Iron Bowl that's coming up. Because every few years something happens that no one expects, because there's something out there that's getting ready to happen that's going to change.
And it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened
really
yet.
happened, has it?
You know, or is it that we got so excited that it won't happen? But I would just kind of be mindful of those, but just going back to making sure that things are competitive. There's going to be a lot of talk. No one's going to be completely happy. There are going to be teams that are going to be left out that would have a reason or rationale to be involved. But I would just try to focus on the competitive nature, and that would be what would lead my selection.
Okay, Doug, I'm going to test you on this question. Okay, Georgia beats Bama in the SEC title game. Everything else is held served. Okay, Michigan runs the table, Clemson runs the table, and Notre Dame runs the table. Who's your 4 teams? Who gets left out?
Well, it depends. If,
I don't want it depends. Give me an answer.
Between Michigan and Notre Dame, it depends on whose win is more impressive. They both play on the road. Notre Dame's a 9.5-point favorite at USC. Michigan's a 4-point favorite right now at Ohio State.
But Notre Dame, and I'm saying this,
yeah,
I mean, Notre Dame beat Michigan head-to-head. Doesn't that count?
Well, it might, but that was a long time ago. Okay. What's the overall schedule? Who had the tougher schedule? Who had more impressive road wins? Notre Dame, to me, when Notre Dame plays a Navy or plays an Army or the candy-ass schedule that they normally play, I count that against the teams. It's not just Notre Dame, but all these other teams. And what if Clemson struggles with South Carolina? What if they if they barely win?
That could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Georgia could struggle with Georgia Tech. Maybe they could get beat by Georgia Tech. That's this week, you know.
Yeah.
That's not over. Well, you recall back in 2015, you guys came out of nowhere. I mean, do you have any thoughts that this was going to work out for you or not?
I think that just the way that season set up, it was the fact that Iowa helped us out by being undefeated going to that Big Ten championship game.
Oh, that's right.
So since they were undefeated, I think they were ranked number 3 at the time, we knew the winner of that game was going to go. But as we're seeing this year, like people are saying, if Georgia beats Alabama, does Alabama get left out?
No.
But it depends on the game, is what people are saying. If it's a 45-10 Georgia win, somehow you got to leave them out. If it's 45-42, you don't leave them out. But then, like you said, who gets left out now? Does Michigan get left out? You know, because we're essentially saying if Ohio State wins the Big Ten, they don't have a shot anyway.
Right.
So if Michigan wins and wins the Big Ten, do they get left out? Does Notre Dame get left out?
Right.
It's going to get interesting because I don't think we've seen an Alabama team like this in lately in terms of a team that's been this dominant.
Right.
So what would have to happen?
Because we've
for
built them up like
out?
this magical team that no one can beat, and then all of a sudden they lose one game to a really formidable opponent.
I think the only way they get left out is if they lose 2 straight.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to happen. No. Anyway, we're going to shift to the next level, the higher level. It's called the Detroit Lions for our Law of the Jungle segment. They picked up a big win today. Thank God the Carolina Panthers have a bad kicker, and so the record moves to 4-5. We're talking about Thursday's game. Stay with us on Press Pass on Fox 47.
It's that time of year where we give thanks for all that we have. It's also the annual Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. And here's what Hank's giving you right now.
Hank's giving us double the value of our trade.
Up to $5,000.
That's right, Hank's giving everyone double the value of their trade-in up to $5,000 and choose from these 5 vehicles that are $110 a month or less.
Hurry into the Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. Hey, nice outfit. This whole thing?
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
911, all new, Monday on Fox.
Books, books, books. Black Friday, November 23rd through Sunday, November 25th. We celebrate our amazing annual Thanksgiving half-off sale. Stop in for a huge selection of paperbacks, bestsellers, hardcovers, all half off. November 23rd through 25th only. 3 days and half off all books at the Bookshelf in Holt.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
When it comes to health insurance, what's your plan? Mine's Physicians Health Plan, and for good reason. PHP is right here in mid-Michigan, so if I'm looking for a new doctor or managing my meds, I like that I can just stop by their office if I have any questions. They're always there to help, and that's reassuring. So is the fact that they cover me across an entire network of providers. They've got me covered. Physicians Health Plan. Everything you want a health plan to be.
Sign up for Law of the Jungle, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Talking chicken shawarma, baked breast meat, and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why Jack Evelyn goes there every week. Kid, he does go there a lot, and he loves it. And we had a remote out there and had a lot of fun. Okay, the Detroit Lions. Did you see this coming, Doug Warren?
I did.
And actually,
I'm not surprised.
no, I take that back. You were disappointed that they won because now they're going to blow the draft pick, right?
Yeah, they're not making the playoffs, so why are they winning games now? Lose games, get a top 5 pick, and go into next year. Start planning for next year. Don't start winning. They
had a 3-game skid and they messed it up. They could have extended it to 4.
Yeah. 5 against the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Then they lose to the Rams. Get it going to 6. But no, they had to screw up and win today.
Yeah, yeah.
But the biggest thing out of today, though, was Kerryon Johnson, the knee injury going out. He's going to have an MRI tomorrow. They can't afford to lose him. He's all the offense they really have. And he had a great game today going before the injury. So he's been the one bright spot of this disappointing season. Hopefully he's okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask the psychologist this question. Why are the Lions fans so damn loyal when they've won 1 playoff game since 1957? Why do they keep coming back? Because I looked at that crowd. We were asked about the crowd. It looked full. They keep coming back. They have only won 3 games going into it. Why are they the way they are?
Because of days like this. It's that one win that'll bring it back.
A meaningless win that blows up draft picks.
But the psychological connection comes from, there's been research done on this, sports impacts millions of people, but there's a self-esteem connection to it. When you talk about blue-collar towns like Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, people connect. So when your team is struggling, you relate to that, I'm struggling, and if I can get that win against a Goliath, that's a great thing. But to Doug's point about, why do you turn around and mess up a good thing? You're doing good, keep it going, but I think a win like this locks you in for another 7 years, another 7 seasons, so you can only hope for the best.
Win over Carolina, okay. Okay, well, Darian Harris, he's from the Mid-Atlantic area, and he likes the Lakers, and he likes the Dallas Cowboys, and they've won 2 in a row now, Darian. And even their market 5-5, Ezekiel Elliott's running the football well, and now they got a big game, Thanksgiving Day. Redskins, man, they could be back in the hunt, right?
Yeah, they could. The NFC East this year has been not what we expected. We thought the Eagles were going to kind of run the table. They had an opportunity to come out the NFC. We thought it was probably I was thinking a 2-team NFC race, Rams, Eagles coming to the season. Now it's Rams, Saints, and really right now it's Saints and nobody else the way that they're playing. Right. But the NFC East right now is kind of wide open. Obviously, it's a big game on Thanksgiving. It's always a big game for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. But Alex Smith going down with that unfortunate injury today. The anniversary
Don't
of Joe
worry, we're not going to show the video. And I got queasy just hearing it described to me. I don't even want to look at
that tibia and fibia, immediate surgery. Again, on the unfortunate anniversary of when Joe Theismann broke his, when Lawrence Thomas fell down on him.
Right.
Lawrence Taylor,
Lawrence
excuse me,
Taylor,
fell down on LT. The original LT fell down on
not
him.
your LT.
Not my LT. So that's just a weird, weird atmospherical situation that happened. So they're bringing in some quarterbacks to work out in Washington. Not Colin Kaepernick, which is going to raise a lot of eyebrows, I'm sure, this week. But Colt McCoy kind of stepped up and did what he had to do today. So it kind of opens the door for the Cowboys to get a win on Thanksgiving and try to move into first place.
I think the Cowboys
East.
will win on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
They're good on Thanksgiving. The Lions on Thanksgiving, Doug Warren, against the Bears.
They play the Bears. The Bears are really good, and you saw it a couple weeks ago how they kind of overmatched Detroit. The Lions don't do as well on Thanksgiving as people tend to think. I would be shocked if they won on Thanksgiving, especially depending if Kerryon Johnson doesn't play. They have no running game without him. How are they going to manufacture any points?
No, it's a knee strain I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's got to get an MRI. They think it's not going to be anything more serious.
So he won't be playing on Thursday
know.
with a strain.
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how tough he is.
Yeah. Back to Alex Smith injury, Lindsay. How does that affect other players? Can you imagine the impact? And Darian probably could relate to this too. I mean, you can see a guy get hurt that graphically. How do you get your edge back on?
No, it's really tough, and it really speaks to where individual player is. I remember when Paul George had the unfortunate accident during USA basketball. Their trials, if you will, and players like Kevin Durant said, "I don't want to play." Now, I'm not calling out Kevin Durant in particular, but it depends on what your mental psyche is. Can you handle seeing that kind of imagery? And then how do you feel about yourself? Where are you at in your training process to say, well, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, I can get over it. But it's definitely something that some athletes aren't ready for, especially when it happens.
I mean, you have to turn the switch back on. Like Berkeley Edwards gets hurt, and I've seen those players on both sides are all looking glum, and now all of a sudden the switch goes on, you got to start playing, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a situation kind of on the opposite side of the injury spectrum where you're thinking concussion, at the time you don't know if he can move, his extremities, paralysis, and
like that.
And like you said, you got to flip the switch and go out there and finish the football game.
That?
I mean, I agree with Lindsay, it depends what type of person you are, what type of player you are, how much you love the game, and kind of how crazy you are in the moment, especially seeing something like that.
Yeah, anyway, well, we'll see how that works for the Lions on Thursday as well as the Cowboys. So, hoops and horsepower. We're going to talk a college basketball. Hey, those Michigan Wolverines got off to a good start, 5-0. Also, Michigan State won again tonight. We'll talk about that and also a little NBA on Press Pass on Fox 47.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither. But the Husqvarna Automower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we are your one-stop shop for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
Hi, I'm Dave. This is Glenda. We own Craig's Auto Body in Holt.
Deer are moving. It's crazy out there, so be careful. Come and see us if you need us. We operate our business the way we live our life, with honesty, integrity, and trust.
You should go to A&J Transmission and Auto Repair. They fix everything.
Watch Live PD Police Patrol weeknights at 10 on My 47.4.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience. Trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Time now for Hoops and Horsepower, tackling both college and the NBA. Action, Michigan State and Michigan both in action today. The Spartans, oh, get this score, just in tonight. Nick Ward had 23 points to lead the Spartans, 101-33 over Tennessee Tech. Okay, Darian, your alma mater, the Spartans, are 3-1 right now. What do you get out of a game like that?
Well, it gives you an opportunity to work on some things that you maybe will need towards the end of the season. I mean, we see it in basketball and we see it in football as well. I mean, Alabama played the Citadel this weekend. Now, they struggled in the first half. You know, it was true. The 10-10 game and ended up, what, 50-17.
Yeah.
So you're going to have games like that, but at the end of the day, it gives Tennessee Tech's players the opportunity to play against big-time players. I'm sure MSU had to pay Tennessee Tech a nice check, I'm sure, to play in this game, and it gives exactly. Gives players at the end of the bench an opportunity to play as well. And like I said, it gives you an opportunity to hone in your skills because you're going to need it for this season.
I think Michigan State and Tom Izzo plays tough teams. On this year's schedule's got a nice blend of some cupcakes, but they had some open with Kansas, and obviously they're going to play at the LV Invitation. They're going to play UCLA. I mean, they'll have the second game. They got a couple other tough teams that they might play. So they'll have the. I'm never going to accuse Michigan State of going easy on their schedule, and Tom Izzo. Okay, Doug. Well, now let's talk about those Michigan Wolverine basketball team. They beat Villanova. They beat George Washington today. They beat Providence. All these games have been pretty easy wins. I think they're going to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Did you see this coming for the Michigan Wolverine basketball team? Because they lost three of their top 4 scorers last year. Well, is this John Beilein, maybe? Yeah,
I mean, it's John Beilein and it's coaching. Right now, I mean, they're a team that can win in the paint or from distance. I mean, they had 15 three-pointers in the semifinal win, and today they were only 6 of 18 from three-point range against Providence, but they outscored them 32 to 22 in the paint.
They play defense.
They can do different things, and this is maybe the last couple of years the most versatile team that he's had because they can win in these different ways. And the main thing is, will they be able to defend? And then if they can defend in the Big Ten, they'll have a good time in the tournament.
Adding Luke Yaklich as a defensive coordinator, he's like the Don Brown for Michigan basketball, and he's got those guys grinding. So it's a whole different mentality for Michigan basketball. I want to go to the NBA. Let's talk a little drama. What's going on with the Golden State Warriors, Lindsay? This Draymond Green, Kevin Durant thing, boy, that hit that little scuttle that they had on, and then all the social media jumped on that. And the dynamics, is that going to affect that great team when you have such 2 prominent players kind of get into a little verbal pillow fight, if you will?
I'll dare say that I think it will. I think it's noteworthy. I think it's very interesting. The reality is that Kevin Durant is not going to be with the Golden State Warriors after the season. It's a pretty good chance it's going to happen. And the reason why I say it's noteworthy, and Darren, you can attest to this as far as being in the locker room, you staying close and staying tight in the locker room. We know that. But Draymond, I think, is trying to find his way a little bit. Who am I on this team? Yeah, I brought this superstar in as my friend. We're friends off the court. But I want to make sure I can have a huge impact. And, if the team finds me, but keeps the other guy, who will they choose? They're going to pick him over me, and I think that does have an impact. So I'm hoping, even though this is early in the season, Draymond can find a little peace and kind of shut out that white noise so he can focus on going forward, and hopefully they can get the goal they have.
Right, Darren, do you see this a chink in the armor for the Warriors? Maybe your Lakers will make a move and be more.
Yeah, I mean, this season, I'm not sure. Now, they have struggled a little bit with Stephen Curry being hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
People forget about that. And KD didn't look too good against the Houston Rockets
what happened the other day. How did he get pounded by the Rockets?
I'm not sure. I don't know if that's in a test of what's going on with him and Draymond, but I think there's enough leaders in that locker room. I think that Steve Kerr is enough of a leader to throw it as water under the bridge for the rest of this season. But I agree. I think KD's gone after this year. I think that was going to happen regardless. And this was one of those situations where it was that little thing that just flipped the switch, and then it went catastrophic and went crazy.
Well, Steve Kerr to me sounds like Phil Jackson. If there's any kind of, he seemingly has like the personality or the way he manages his team to get through these little drama things, doesn't he?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that
maybe that's what gives him his background.
Yeah, that too, probably, because I think that you know, with all coaches in sports, what they show to the media is probably a lot different than how they are behind closed doors or in a practice. You know, not always, not necessarily, but I think Steve Kerr is probably a little bit, and we've seen him too. His fuse is short sometimes as well. He's gotten kicked out of some games, so I would be interested to see if he sat down with those two guys and gave them a pretty stern talking to about how this is going to go for the rest of the year, because they're trying to win another championship, and they're not going to be able to do it with divides in the locker room.
But they did didn't they have some, there's some fragmented parts a couple of years ago, and they still won.
Well, you got 4 superstars on the team. I mean, and there's only 15 guys on the team. You're going to have egos clashing here and there. But they haven't had anything like this. I mean, this was something that we haven't seen something like this before.
Well, that's what I think just adds to the NBA popularity. It's a little Kardashian, little reality show, which I think, because in my point, the NBA is about personalities as much as teams, and everybody's got their favorite players. They got a little NASCAR in that regard. Sure. NBA is really, really getting popular right now. I know a lot of people that weren't interested in the NBA. They certainly are right now. Well, we're going to bring up our Take It to the Bank segment and make our projections, which can pound and take to the bank. Coming up next on Press Pass.
Thinking about moving? Make your next house a home with a mortgage from MSU Federal Credit Union. Apply for your mortgage loan today by calling or stopping in. You can also apply online. MSU FCU, building dreams together.
This season, feel the warmth and cheer in our town. Make it a tradition. Shop Holt for the holidays.
Total Firearms is Lansing area's largest outdoor sporting goods store. Check out our archery department featuring Raven crossbows and bag a buck this season with our popular .450 rifles and accessories.
Buddy's Grill is here to offer great food and good times in Holt with delicious homemade food and daily specials for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We wish everyone happy holidays.
This season, feel the warmth and cheer in our town. Make it a tradition. Shop Holt for the holidays.
American Metal Roofs. Can we use your home in our advertising? Qualified homes can save big. And this month, veterans can take an extra $500 discount. Call American Metal Roofs today or visit
AmericanMetalRoofs.com. Catch 2.5 Men weekdays at 4:30 on My 47.4.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
You betrayed me to save your own skin.
It was you, not me.
What's this about?
This doesn't have to be weird.
This is a chance at a whole new life.
The Resident, all new Monday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Time now to Take It to the Bank, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years. 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holtzop, Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank, what matters most. And there you see the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in those pinstripe pants, and I'm not into these, special uniforms. I mean, that doesn't look like Notre Dame at all, but they were really good in this game against Syracuse at Yankee Stadium. They beat them 36-3, and I just think that this Notre Dame team locked itself into the college football playoff. I mean, they got USC. All they have is USC left out in the Coliseum. USC just got beat by UCLA, a bad UCLA team. And USC is going to be bowless. Can you think about that? Bowless?
I know, it is crazy.
It's unbelievable. Okay, it's time to make our predictions for the locks of the week. Lindsay, I'm going to go to you. Michigan, Ohio State, Saturday, 12 noon at the Horseshoe. What can you take to the bank is going to happen in that game? Not necessarily the outcome, but what can you take to the bank is going to happen at 12 o'clock?
I think what you can take to the bank is that there's going to be a fight. It's going to be a slugfest. I think Michigan is probably going to play its best football. I think Michigan's going to go into Columbus very focused, as this is what they've been waiting for. This is almost like Michigan's national championship, if you will, because if you can't win in the Horseshoe at 12 noon on Saturday, what can you expect to do on a larger scale?
You haven't beat them down there in Columbus since 2000.
And this could be the changing of the guard. I think a lot of people may agree that this may be Coach Harbaugh's best opportunity to get the monkeys off his back and get as close to his national championship as possible.
Okay, Darian Harris. Now we're going to talk. I want you to take to the bank. Who's going to be in the football's CFP Final Four come December 2nd?
Well, what I'm taking to the bank is that we're only going to have one SEC team represented in the CFP. Probably going to be Alabama. I think that's what everybody's saying. But at the end of the day, as what's always going to happen, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, there hasn't been that one thing that's kind of set everything awry yet. I think that's coming, and I'm waiting for somebody to be upset. For some team to be left out, that should be.
Have any idea?
I don't know. I think
you don't have to take it to the bank.
I could see, I could see a team like Georgia, for example, playing Alabama tough, and maybe not necessarily winning the SEC championship game, but then kind of feeling slighted, like they played a tougher schedule than a Notre Dame or Clemson, and feeling left out. Or if they're able to win the game but still get left out. I mean, there's always somebody that's upset, and that means that the country ends up being divided, and then we go back to say it should be 8 teams or 16 teams, and who's exactly. So I don't know how they can change it up. Right now, I like the 4 teams.
That's how you.
I like the 4.
You like 4. I like it. Okay, Doug Warren, you might have indicated your opinion about this earlier, but what can you take to the bank about this Thanksgiving Day tradition? What's going to happen at Ford Field at 12:30 when the Bears take on the Lions?
Well, the Bears are already 3-point favorites Thanksgiving night, even though they're playing the Minnesota Vikings as we tape this program, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I think the Bears will win 27-23. Lions will play well, but not well enough, and Chicago will maintain their hold on first place in the NFC North.
So the playoff-bound Chicago Bears, and you think that they're going to end up
depending on what they do tonight. The Bears, if they win tonight against Minnesota and then win Thursday, they'd be 8-3. So.
Wow.
That's a shocker.
One superstar defensive player, and you get a quarterback all of a sudden performing.
New head coach.
Yeah,
he's been running for coach of the year right now if this keeps up.
Matt Patricia not a candidate?
No, not this year.
Seriously?
No, not at all.
Well, anyway, we got one more segment on Press Pass without Jack Ebling, but we miss Jack, and we look forward to him being here next week. It's called Cool and Smooth, brought to you by Culver's locations throughout mid-Michigan. We're going to make our predictions for the coming week and also our player of the week, team of the week, and such. So stay with us on Press Pass on Fox 47.
It's that time of year where we give thanks for all that we have. It's also the annual Thanksgiving sale at a Graf dealership near you. And here's what Hank's giving you right now.
Hank's giving me double the value of my trade-in, up to $5,000.
That's right, Hank's giving everyone double the value of their trade-in, up to $5,000, and choose from these 5 vehicles that are $110 a month or less.
Hurry into the Hank's Giving sale at a Graf dealership near you. Hey, nice outfit. This whole thing?
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE Company family.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Catch Access Hollywood weeknights at 7:30 on My 47.4.
This Black Friday, don't wait in line. Get VIP treatment instead during the Black Friday VIP sale at Denver Mattress.
Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend, no limit. Or get a Ring Video Doorbell too, or a $300 Furniture Row gift certificate when you spend $19.99 or more. Plus 5 years no interest and no down payment.
Don't waste time in line. Shop the Black Friday VIP sale today, only at Denver Mattress.
Time now for Cool and Smooth, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. Okay, Team 269. Who has been cool and smooth as a Culver's explosion this week? That sounds really nice right now. Darian Harris, let's start out with your play of the week, reflecting back.
Play of the week, I'm going with the entire overtime period between Maryland and Ohio State.
Nice.
For a couple of reasons. First, it was a phenomenal football game. I think when you sit back as...
If you don't like defense.
If you don't like defense. I mean, when you sit back sometimes as
it's almost
fans,
monotonous, though.
It is. It is. I mean, you didn't expect that, obviously, going in, but that's what made it so great. I mean, there were times where it looked like there was no safeties on the field for Ohio State. Anthony McFarland coming around the corner, taking it 80, 70 yards. But that overtime period, it ended in a way that sets up a phenomenal game for next week. It's terrible for Maryland. Like we said, we saw the replay of the 2-point conversion. If I believe it's to Jason Joseph, he just sits and doesn't float. They win that game. You know, put it on the quarterback, put it on the receiver. But Ohio State escapes with a win. Urban Meyer, you saw him on the sideline, his antics on the sideline with you want to talk about some psychology. I mean, what he looked like he was going through.
Urban's different.
But they escaped with the win, so it sets it up next week.
There
next
you go.
week's for all the marbles.
Okay, Lindsey Huddleston, how about our game of the week?
Very good question. It's easy for me to say Michigan versus Indiana. I think that was the game of the week, because if Michigan did not win, talking about playing Ohio State and talking about playing for a national championship wouldn't even be part of the conversation.
What we were thinking in the press box, what happens if Ohio State and Michigan had both lost? That would have been crazy.
It would have been crazy, but this has allowed us to keep our focus. It's so easy to overlook these trap games and say, oh, we can just mark the schedule. But 11-point differential, that could have been a totally different outcome, changing history, if you will.
Indiana brought it. Okay, Doug Warren, time for our player of the week.
Player of the week, Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints today, 363 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 48-7 demolition the Saints put on the Eagles. He's got 25 touchdowns and 1 pick on the season. How was he, 41, something like that? He's playing unbelievable football. So, yeah, Drew Brees, the ageless wonder.
What is wrong with the Eagles? I mean, the Cowboys beat him, right?
It's a Super Bowl hangover.
Is it? So you lose your
It's
edge?
a legitimate thing, yeah. You know, how many teams over the years have not returned even to the playoffs after winning the Super Bowl? It happens a lot.
So that's why you got to give credit to New England Patriots, who seemingly keep that edge going. Okay, now for I'm going to go with teams of the week. 2 locally here. The Portland Raiders, John Navarra, they defeated Marine City 35-14 in Division 5 semis on Saturday. Now they can take on Hudsonville Unity Christian at Ford Field. What a great guy, what a great community. Happy for that. Also, Herb Brogan and Jackson, they watch us here on Press Pass. Lumen Christi gets to the Division 6 finals against Montague. And for Herb Brogan, man, he's been going back decades winning these, getting his team into the championship game, and they got a lot of titles as well. So also congrats to Williamson and DeWitt, 2 local teams here who were eliminated in the semifinals, but tremendous seasons for both of those programs. It's got to hurt getting that close, right, Darian? And then, you know, you're just that close to getting to Ford Field.
Yeah,
it's got to hurt.
It does. My high school right now is playing in their championship game. I think they're down by 4 right now. So it's a close
they're playing
one.
on a Sunday night.
Yeah, we play us on a Sunday night. But high school's great. We actually got our 7-on-7 tournament coming up for Legacy with Team Lansing. Last year, we had all the Williamston kids. We need DeWitt kids.
DeWitt kids.
We need the DeWitt kids out there. There's some great football players in this Lansing area. They are fundamentally sound.
Rob Zimmerman brings up.
There are great football players in this Lansing area, so hopefully we get some DeWitt kids on this team.
They certainly are. Yep. Well, we appreciate everybody watching Press Pass. Jack not here, but I hope I held the fort good enough for Jack, and he'll be back next week after that great vacation in Vegas. I want to thank Darian Harris for being on the panel, Lindsey Huddleston, Doug Warren. Obviously, watch us on Spotlight Radio this week. The Drive with Jack Ebling, 3 to 6. Lions today is 2 to 3. Yep. So you got something.
Lions someday. We're going to rename it.
Yeah, someday they will win the Super Bowl. Maybe in my lifetime. Anyway, appreciate you watching. We'll see you next week on Press Pass with Jack Ebling on Fox 47.